Hey there, Sandy from sandyvow.com. So today what I thought we'd talk about is all the complete BS excuses that we have that are quite real to us, but they're still BS in terms of why we think that we cannot get on video, be visible and start running our online business. It's amazing. Since I started working with women that have visibility blocks and also working on my own as well, the number of limitations that we put on ourselves as to why we can't do something, and they're ridiculous sometimes when we look at them. So what I thought to do today is just share a little fun. It's quite a fun exercise. It's pretty serious as well. But it's quite a fun little exercise in terms of, well, how can you get all your BS stuff just out and on paper and then start dealing with it? Because you don't really know what it is. I mean, we've got really smart women out there that are just not putting themselves out there because of ridiculous notions that they have about how they should look or how they should appear on camera. So what I want you to do is take a sheet of paper, just one sheet of paper, and I've done this exercise. I'm going to share with you about 28 things that I wrote down just in the space of a couple of minutes actually. So get a sheet of paper, and at the top of it I want you to write this: out of all the people in the world, in the whole world, I'm not allowed to be visible because. So that's your heading, and then I want you to literally just fill the paper with reasons why out of everyone in the whole world you're not allowed to be visible. So this is going to be like deeply personal stuff to you. So it's not about why am I not visible, it's why am I not allowed to be visible compared with everyone else. That's actually an important distinction. So here's some of the crazy things that I wrote down. Maybe you'll resonate with some of them as well. Let me start from about the middle or so, and then I'll go back up. So number one then, I feel really ashamed of how I look. That was one of the ones I wrote down when I did this exercise. I don't have my shit together. I guess that's the fear around people noticing that as well. I'm not as clever as other people. Now this is a hang-up that I've actually carried for my whole life, even although I could fill an entire wall in this house with qualifications and all sorts of things that I've done, all sorts of achievements. I'm not as clever as other people. That's one that was holding me back. I'm really boring. I'm laughing out loud writing that down, but that's a belief that I've held about myself forever. I'm just not a sociable person. It's quite funny, but I actually don't see myself as a very sociable person. That's a hang-up that I have. Other people find being sociable easier, but I'm a really strong introvert. So I seem to have told myself over the years that that means that I'm just not very sociable. I'm only little. Now that is referring to my stature. I'm only 5'2", right? And at this moment while I'm making this video, I'm actually sat on a chair with two cushions on top of it so that I can reach into the video. Otherwise I'd be way down here, which is hilarious. But that's a hang up of mine. I'm only little. I can't make videos. I'm just really small. My teeth need whitened. Yes, they do. I had a treatment done a few years ago, and it's time to have another one done because I've been drinking too much Diet Coke. So that's an excuse that I was telling myself where I couldn't get on camera. Yep, I have a bit of a hang up about my teeth anyway, and I'm going to get some straightening work done on them in the next year or so as well. So hey, I'll wait till you see me on camera with braces, because that's going to be happening as soon as I can arrange it. I need to get my hair cut, or you might put down I need to wash my hair today, or I need to go to the hairdressers and get it done, whatever. I mean, sort of, I don't know, my hair is slightly dyed over the last couple of days. I actually dyed it last week, and the condition has come out really bad, so I phoned and made an appointment tomorrow to get my hair cut. But guess what? that could be a reason why I decided not to get on camera today. And I thought, well, that's just absolutely ridiculous. But there's times in the past when I thought, well, no, I need to get my hair done. You know, I don't like it. It's a bit of a mess. So I can't get on camera. I can't let people see me with bad hair. And to be honest, the thing about the hair, I've had a bit of a hang up around my hair. And trying to find a haircut that actually suits me forever. I have a really strong accent. I don't know if you've picked up on this, but I'm originally from central Scotland, and we do have quite strong accents up there. I live in England now, and it's noticeable. People that I talk to, I see people looking at me, you know, when I'm having a conversation around my accent. I have a bit of a hang up about it, and that has been a reason that I have stopped myself in the past from getting on video. Maybe you've got a strong accent too. Everyone has a strong accent from somewhere, don't they? I'm supposed to be the quiet one. Now that's a bit crazy writing that down actually, but I'll tell you where that comes from. The fact is that I'm a twin, and like, you know how if you know when you're a twin you get labels. You know, my sister was the sociable one. Guess what? I was the quiet one. I'm not really sure that I like people all that much. Sometimes that's actually true. But that's not a good enough reason to get on camera, to you know, remove myself and not let people see me. I can't handle attention from other people. Actually, that is true. I don't like people seeing me. I don't like people staring at me. I think that's one further up as well. I hate being put under the spotlight. Yes, I do. Like, gives people the opportunity to criticise or judge, doesn't it? My nose is too big. Yes, I have a hang up about my nose. It's on my bucket list of potential things. I always have this thing where I say, do you know what, if there's one piece of plastic surgery that I will ever do, it will probably be to have a nose job. I'll tell you why. You know, I do think it's a little bit big for my face, but I'll tell you what, at school there was one particular girl that used to make fun of it, and I overheard her one day in the classroom saying, oh, but do you not think, she was talking to a boy, and she said, but do you not think her nose is too big? Talking about me. So I have a hang up about the size of my nose, yes. I can't stand the sound of my own voice. That's true for everyone, by the way. You know, in the work that I've done over the years, I've done a lot of recording of people and playing back whether they're doing presentations or whether they're doing sales calls. I can categorically tell you no one likes the sound of their own voice. In fact, it was funny because the other day my partner he got onto my Facebook page and he was playing one of the videos that I've done, and as soon as he put it on I was like, no, please take that back off. I couldn't stand it. I had to run over. I'm too old now. That's another one that I've wrote down, and yes, I mean, that is one of my hang-ups, one of my fears that I'm dealing with at the moment, that I'm getting older. I've also written down I have wrinkles on my face, you know, so I have a bit of hang-up around sort of, you know, wrinkles on my forehead and wrinkles on the side of my face. And the next thing I've written down, funnily enough, is I used to look a lot better when I was younger. That's actually, you know, true in my mind. It's terrible, but you know, if I could look the way I looked in my early 30s for the rest of my life, I would be very happy indeed. But I can't, so I kind of need to get over myself, don't I? So let's look at some of the others. People will comment on my appearance, and that hurts. You know, that's true for everyone. I think that's quite a generic one. People might comment on your appearance, and it's really hurtful when people do those things. People will stare at me. That's a hang-up of mine. People will see my flaws. Well, I've already listed some of the flaws that I think that I have, but it's one thing me knowing what potential flaws I might have, so to speak, you know, but it's another thing someone else pointing them out to you, isn't it? People might be jealous of me. I'm not sure where that one comes from, but it could be true actually. But also that can lead to the next one, which is that people can be spiteful and say mean things, and sometimes that comes out of jealousy as well. Next one on the list, no one listens to anything I have to say. Like that's a sort of long held belief of mine. You know, that thing where you're in a conversation, a sociable group of people, and like everyone's talking blah blah blah, and then suddenly you say something and you're like, no one listens to it. It's as if you're not in the room actually, and you're a bit of a ghost. Yeah, that happens to me sometimes. I'm too sensitive. Now, it's funny that I wrote that one down now. That's something that my dad always used to say about me, and again, it's linked to this being a twin thing. Oh, you're the sensitive one. You were always too sensitive. He said that to me on lots of occasions, which simply means that I'm more highly attuned to things that are going on around me. And it might be that I feel my emotions more acutely than some other people, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but when it comes to, you know, judgments and criticism when you're being visible, it can be hard to deal with, can't it? I'm not supposed to draw attention to myself. Well, I know exactly where that comes from. That's a sort of childhood thing where it was possibly not safe to draw attention to yourself or not let people see you because, you know, of shame or guilt of things that you've done, all of that. People will notice that I'm not wearing the right shoes or clothes, etc. Like that's a big one for me, making sure that you're wearing the right clothes. And you know how a lot of these people that have large followings now or have large businesses, like the ones that you think have actually made it, well, you know, they're getting the fancy glossy photo shoots, and you know, they get the video people all together. And for years I thought, well, I have to be that good before I actually get on camera, and I realised that actually, like, that was just something that was holding me back. Probably, I would imagine, even if I got to that stage, the 7-figure business, which is where I'm heading, that I probably won't bother with all of that stuff, because it's just about my hang-ups. I don't have to be glamorous. I don't have to have everything perfect. I don't have to have the right shoes. I just have to be comfortable in my own skin being on camera. And the last one that I've got written down here, again, I think I've mentioned slightly before, I'm a twin and I'm supposed to do stuff with my sister. So one of the things about being, I'm not allowed to be visible because it's just me on my own doing that, which is a hang-up of mine, that there's no one doing it with me. And that comes from being a twin, from having this other person with me throughout pretty much all of my life that's not there anymore. Look, it's just me on camera. And that's been something that I've struggled to deal with, actually. So there you go, there's 28 absolute BS excuses that I just wrote down on reasons why I need to stay invisible, if you like, why I'm not allowed to be visible. And the majority of them are deeply personal ones. They're not, you know, the common ones that everyone talk about. Oh, I don't want to look like a fraud, and you know, that sort of thing. But really, in terms of visibility, it's usually the deeply personal stuff that's holding us back. You know, the not wanting to appear like a fraud comes from, I don't think I'm clever enough, or I'm certainly not as clever as other people, which is a hang-up of mine. So what do you do with this list when you've got it, right? So you've written your heading and it's all about, why are you, out of everyone else, why are you not allowed to be visible? What's wrong with you, so to speak, that you don't want people to find out? Once you've got your list, you're going to have to start tapping on some of this stuff, because these are not reasonable, proper excuses to stop you from getting the business that you want, from having the life that you want, from having this dream life, running this dream business. You cannot let this stuff hold you back. You know, I cannot allow the fact that I think that my nose is too big, that I've got wrinkles, that, oh my god, maybe I haven't done my roots today, which I actually have, but I need my hair cut, or whatever. Like, I don't have like nice clothes to wear, so guess what? I just put on a really plain t-shirt today to do this. All of that stuff, it's just nonsense. It really is. And when you cut through all of that, some of it is deeper and you have to deal with it, but most of it is just nonsense. And actually, when you write it down, sometimes you just have to laugh at it as well, because you see it is nonsense. But the other thing to do is tap on it as well. So, you know, The majority of my work is done through tapping and some deeper, meaningful stuff to change the way that you think about yourself at a deeper level, because that's what it's all about. Because when you can change the way that you see yourself, and get like perspective on what it is that you're actually doing here, then you can start putting yourself out there and being visible. So listen, I can't wait to hear in the comments below. Tell me about your hang-ups. You know, maybe you have like really funny ones that you'd like to share. I'd love to hear them. So bye for now. See you next time.